It's good to be back.
The audience is probably confused why a gay Jew is your new co-host.
I've hired a gay Jew as the new co-host, folks.
A gay Iranian hairdresser Jew to replace Andy.
We're owning the memes pretty hard here as a cope to begin the show, but it's okay. It's okay, Jub. We're going to get through this together now. I just would like you to let me go on here for a little bit. I'm going to talk about Andy and what's going on with Andy. And I just want to say off the bat that what I'm about to say, it's not to humiliate Andy. It's not to felt Andy or run Andy down or to any of that shit. I actually do consider Andy a friend. He's still my friend. I had dinner with him this week. We went bowling this week. And the decision about Andy being on this show and going forward is a decision that we came to together mutually. It's not a decision that I just made. Oh, I'm fucking firing Andy. Fuck Andy. He's a piece of shit. And I just want to point out to people that for most of you, including Godwinson, including my co-host Jub the Nub, and all of you in chat, Andy is just pixels on a screen. You guys have never talked to him. You've never interacted with him in real life. You've never had a beer with him. You've never had any sort of relationship with him that's real. That wasn't just parasocial or some bullshit like that. I actually do care about Andy, and I want Andy to do well. And this is actually about Andy's well-being and about him being well. Because the reality of it is, folks, is that Andy has a fucking problem. And it's no secret to anybody that Andy's has an addictive personality, that he's had issues with cocaine in the past, issues with a lot of substances in the past. That's just the facts. That's just the way it is. And, Andy was doing, I thought, a lot better this year, leading up to the Salt Poppy fight. He really did cut back on drinking. There was, of course, we did the Super Show before the fight. Maybe wasn't the smartest decision. But that was a show where we're having fun, we're drinking, we're in control of the drinking, and we're having a really good time. There's a difference between that and getting on a substance to deal with trauma or issues or pain. And after the fight, Andy has admitted this publicly. He's been very embarrassed and humiliated by the loss to Salt Poppy. He said this week that it's going to probably haunt him till the day that he dies. He's come to me privately and said, listen, Ashton, since that fight, I've been drinking almost every day. And, he said that he was managing it, but in the last 3 weeks since we brought back the show, he's been under a lot of stress. People are very negative to Andy, that, constantly shitting on Andy, saying he fucking sucks, he's fucking terrible, he should kill himself, he's just a fucking monkey, he deserves to die, he's an addict, bringing up every past controversy, every past thing in his life, bringing up fucking the fight over and over and over again. And so Andy, has been drinking in order to fucking cope with it. And he has a serious fucking problem where for 3 weeks straight, he's been on a fucking bender. And it's to the point, and people are like, oh, well, just let him drink. Let a man have a drink. Well, that's one thing if you have control over it and you don't have an addictive personality and you're not using it as a crutch. He was using it as a crutch. And the thing with Godwinson coming back this week and shitting on Andy and, bringing up all this fucking shit about the show caused Andy to be so fucking stressed out. He was on a straight up 4-day fucking bender, he told me, leading up into the show last week on the Rake Back. And, he fucking snapped. And he basically has had somewhat of a fucking nervous breakdown. And it's not just me saying that, he has a problem. He's admitted that he has a problem. His family has come to him and said, Andy, you have a problem. This needs to stop. And I, as his friend, am saying, Andy, you have a problem. It's time to stop. So, Andy has said, because I was like, Andy, like, we can't continue the show. I think you're doing cocaine. I think you're lying to me. I think this is fucked up. I confronted him. He said to me, no, I'm not doing cocaine. We went through, like, his bank detail. I didn't ask to do that. He volunteered that information. We went through, we saw, okay, he's not actually withdrawn large sums of cash. In fact, there were no cash withdrawals whatsoever in the last 3 months. So there's that.
What kind of evidence is that?
Well, it is what it is.
No cash withdrawals in the last 3 months.
This is what he's presented. Listen, there's
that makes a lot of sense.
Messages. I didn't see any messages to a dealer or any phone calls or anything like that. I want to believe Andy. I consider him a good friend. But Andy has said, listen, I need to go get help. So he's enrolled in Alcoholics Anonymous. He's going to seek professional help. The show right now is a big stress for him. And, he needs to get healthy and he needs to get well before he can do this show. And the reality is that this sector is high pressure. People are not nice, and we dish out a lot of fucking abuse to people on this show, and you need to be able to take it and be okay. But I think right now for Andy, and he's agreed, it's not conducive to his recovery from his addictions to be dealing with the stress of this show. So for the present time, Andy is not a part of the show. That doesn't mean that I hate Andy or I'm going to talk badly of Andy or I think he's a motherfucker or a piece of shit, but it means that Andy needs to take some time, get himself clean. He started exercising again, going to the gym. I want him to go to the boxing gym again and get into that routine. And hopefully Andy at some point returns. But Andy needs to get clean. He needs to take time for himself. We've hired Jub the Nub. High level.
You want to do an actual introduction for me? Let's, Your
name is Jub the Nub. Listen,
the
Nub. What ended up happening? So I was doing my Kino Cathedral stream. Those of you who are unaware, I have a solo channel where I just do my old phone streams like I used to do back in the day. This sort of thing. Jub the Nub was in the chat and he was begging to be unbanned on bended fucking knee.
Yeah.
Begging to be made a mod. He pigged $150, be given a wrench in the chat. I gave him a wrench. He went mad with power, started fucking banning people, going fucking insane, power tripping. So I called him out on that. He pigged for the wrench, $150. Then he started shilling his Discord in the chat. It's very strange, saying he was clearing his name, sharing his Discord, this, that, and the other. Finally, he reached out. I reached out to him on Discord. I'm like, what's going on, Jub the Nub? Like, you're losing your fucking mind. And he's like, I just really want to be the co-host of the Kino Casino. That's what this is all about. This is why I was A-logging Warski from the beginning. So I said to Jub, well, for $1,000, you can be the co-host.
$1,000, you can be the co-host.
Sent $1,000 over, and so far I think he's running OBS okay. Ladies and gentlemen, your co-host Jub the Nub. Jub the Nub, everybody. Very exciting fucking stuff. Very, very exciting stuff. Oh,
do you think the audience will actually know, or you don't really care? Are we really going with this?
What are you talking about, Jub? I only speak the truth on this show.
Yeah.
This is all in good faith as the show. Chat, who is this?
Chat,
Who is this man? Let's ask. Who is this man?
What is the chat saying? I can't even see the chat, so you're going to have to translate the chat for me.
Don't worry. Is it Jub the Nub or a Jewish gay man?
A Jewish
you
gay
guys
man.
Decide. Is he a fucking Jewish gay man? Is he Jub the Nub? Who is he really? Meanwhile, there's an imposter Jub the Nub in chat.
There's an imposter.
He's fucking losing his mind. Losing his fucking mind completely. But Jub the Nub has received 21% of the vote. Jewish Gay Man currently running at 79% of the vote. I think a lot of them know who you are.
Yes.
This is the famous PPP and Godwinson Capo,
Yes.
the leader of the Writers' Room, notorious open homosexual and Jewish Iranian man, Persip, or Perspicacity.
Yes. Perspicacity.
I
yes.
started calling him Persip. It's kind of
over 2 years ago now. Can you believe that?
Over 2 years ago now, since he first joined the fucking Writers' Room. There he is in prime time, folks.
Yes.
Up the